Welcome to Eat Blog Talk, where food bloggers come to get their fill of the latest tips, tricks, and insight into the world of food blogging. If you feel that hunger for information, we'll provide you with the tools you need to add value to your blog, and we'll also ensure you're taking care of yourself, because food blogging is a demanding job. Now, please welcome your host, Megan Porta.
Hey there, Eat Blog Talkers. It is just you and me today, and inside this solo episode, I am going to tell you why I believe food bloggers should be on Clubhouse, as well as some quick tips about how to navigate the platform. First, if you would head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review Eat Blog Talk, I would be so grateful. It takes 2 minutes of your life to do this, and I am so grateful for those 2 minutes. So few people actually make their way over there. So I really appreciate this, and I will keep asking. Thank you so much. I am going to throw in a little bit of a shameless plug here for the Eat Blog Talk membership, because now is the time to join. Listen up, food bloggers. If this has been on your radar at all to get inside the membership, you need to do it now. I have some really big plans coming up for members only, and I will tell you that because of the increase in value that is going to be going into the membership in the very near future, the cost is going to be increasing. And I don't know by how much, but I know it will be going up. If you would like to lock yourself in to $170 for 1 year, you've got to do that now or within the next couple of weeks, because like I said, this price is not going to stick around. Just to give you a few little teasers to get your interest piqued. And this is all stuff coming soon, by the way, but that is not all available yet. We are going to be doing one-on-one strategy calls to ensure that you're actually meeting your big goals that you set for your business. We will also be doing more mastermind style calls where you can work through challenges with me as well as your peers. We will be bringing in guest experts and speakers who will bring serious value to the table, and we have other goodies as well. Go to eatblogtalk.com to secure the lowest price you are ever going to get as a member. I can't wait to see you guys inside. It is time to chat about Clubhouse, that talked about platform that everyone is swooning over. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. If you're on it, if you're not, if you know nothing about it. First of all, what is Clubhouse? If you aren't on the platform, a really quick description might be helpful for you. Clubhouse is an audio-only app that allows you to listen in on conversations about a variety of topics. Think of it as an audio-only conference where you are standing in a hallway and you have the opportunity to peek into any room you want to hear what is being discussed in the individual rooms. You can duck out at any time. You can sit in the room and listen and absorb the information that's being shared. And you can even go into a room that you are interested in, raise your hand, and potentially get called up on stage and chime in on conversations. That is what Clubhouse is in a nutshell. Now you are probably wondering why I think you should join Clubhouse. I want to preface this next part by telling you that I was very hesitant at first to get on board, because I have a very full plate and I couldn't fathom adding one more thing to my list. I have avoided TikTok for this exact reason, as well as some other platforms. And I'm always eager to eliminate things from my life and distractions instead of adding them. There is a membership I am a part of that is totally unrelated to food blogging, but includes a lot of really smart entrepreneurs. And the people inside that group kept telling me about the value of Clubhouse and how every entrepreneur should be on the platform, etc. I heard this talked about at least 4 times before I even began considering checking out the platform or even learning a single morsel about it. Finally, I was convinced to hop on and check it out, and I'm so glad because I have been loving it. Here is what these fellow entrepreneurs were telling me about the platform, and these are the same things I will tell you about why I think you should join too. There are 3 main reasons why I think you should join, and I will talk through those really quickly. Number 1, be an early adopter. It's a relatively new platform. It was created during that initial 2020 quarantine, so being an early adopter will benefit you. Remember when Instagram and Pinterest were new? Way long ago? The bloggers who leveraged that newness and swept into the scene early were rewarded with traction, views, and traffic, and money. I was one of those bloggers talking specifically about Pinterest, and it is the top reason I have managed to get so much traffic over the years, because I literally didn't put effort in anywhere else for a very, very long time. I so strongly believe that this same concept will apply to Clubhouse. Get in early before weird algorithms start complicating things. Number 2, expand your brand. There is so much opportunity to expand your brand quickly inside Clubhouse. I have only been on the platform for a few weeks, and I have been live in rooms with people such as Amy Porterfield, Tiffany Haddish was on yesterday, Pat Flynn, John Lee Dumas, and so many other wildly successful people. These people that I just mentioned, and there are literally hundreds of others that I could not possibly even start naming today, but these people are smart, they are successful, and they are inside the platform willingly providing free information in real time. There's no other way in the world to get direct access to people like that, as far as I know. I'll talk about how the rooms work in a little bit, but depending on the size of a room you're in, there's even opportunity to talk to these amazing people and ask them direct questions about your business. I was in a large room the other day, in all honesty, because I saw that John Lee Dumas was inside of it, and I do my best to listen to every word he offers up. Inside the room, he mentioned that he was offering to be a guest on a select number of other people's podcasts as a way to promote his upcoming book. I immediately sent him an email and asked him if he would be a guest on Eat Blog Talk, and I got on his calendar immediately. I could not believe it. Having him as a guest on my show has been a huge dream of mine, and I believe that it would not have come to fruition so quickly without Clubhouse. Or maybe it would have eventually, but it wouldn't have happened so easily. And I just believe that it would have been so much harder to land that interview. Number 3, networking. Networking is huge on Clubhouse. As I mentioned, I've only been using it for a few weeks, and I've already connected with so many great people who were never on my radar and probably who never would have been on my radar and who I'm really grateful to know already. It is a place for like-minded people to meet, and on such a wide variety of topics too. I recommend going there to acquire food blogging information. Yes, definitely, but there's so much more than that inside. If you have an interest in anything, I don't know, ant farms, you will find other people on Clubhouse who want to know what type of dirt ants prefer to climb through and what sort of container is good for viewing them, just like you do. As you already know, networking is so important for staying mentally healthy in addition to growing a business. Another question you might have is, okay, Megan, you've convinced me I want to be on Clubhouse. How do I get on? There are a few things you need to know before you sign up. Number 1, it is an invite-only platform. And number 2, you need to have an iPhone. Why this exclusivity? My guess is that creating a sort of secret, guarded place stirs up a lot of intrigue, and it's working, by the way, because there are so many people wanting inside. Existing Clubhouse users can extend invites to other iPhone users, but invites aren't given out freely. Users need to earn invites by engaging inside the rooms or hosting rooms of their own. If you'd like to gain access to Clubhouse and know an existing member and you have an iPhone, ask them to extend an invitation to you, and they will also need to know your phone number. And honestly, it's just as easy as that. Once you're in, it's super easy to navigate and get your account set up. Here are a few Clubhouse tips that I wish I would have known before going in myself. So I would like to impart these to you because once you're inside, it is a little bit overwhelming and there are some things that are a little bit confusing, but mostly it's straightforward. The first one is fill out your profile right away. Other members will get to know you by viewing your profile, so be sure to do this immediately. In your profile, explain what you do, what your interests are, and what your most prized accomplishments are. It does not need to be long. In fact, I recommend that it's not super long. Just give a brief overview of yourself and your business. Think of it like this. If you were in a live room with your favorite successful entrepreneur, so imagine that person that you just love, know, and trust, and you listen to everything he or she delivers. That person is there and maybe scoping out your profile. What would you want him or her to know about you in 10 seconds or less? Put that in your profile. Another tip is there's no video. This was something I did not know upon going in. I thought, oh my gosh, is there a chance that I could accidentally pop up on screen and people would see me? No, there's not. The entire platform is audio only, so no one will ever be able to see you. You can totally crawl out of bed and be in a room and not worry about it. Also, entering rooms does not mean that you're walking onto a stage. This was a worry of mine at first. Once you enter, your profile picture pops up at the bottom of the audience list. You can then listen to people talk and determine if it's a topic you want to continue listening to. If you enter a small room, so that would be like less than 50-ish people, there's a good chance that you could go up on stage and ask questions or contribute to the conversation if you wanted. In larger rooms, so I've seen rooms that are 1,000 people, even 2,000 people. Anything over 50 people, I really would consider to be a larger room. And inside of those rooms, there is usually a queue of people waiting to speak, to go on stage. So your chances of engaging with the speakers is less likely. So the higher number of people in the room, the less likely you're going to be going on stage. But if you stick around inside the room for long enough, you can make it happen if you really want to. The next tip is how to get on stage. When you are ready to speak, you raise your hand by tapping the hand icon, and you can find that at the lower right portion of your screen. That alerts the moderators of the room that you'd like to go up on stage. By the way, the stage is the area toward the top of your screen. It's at the very top of each room where people can actually converse with one another. If you are in the audience, so that's at the bottom of your screen, you cannot talk. You cannot converse with other people. Once the moderator approves your request, your photo moves from the audience section to the speakers panel, and you can unmute your mic when prompted to ask your question. Side note here, this is something I learned the hard way, and it was a little bit embarrassing, but when you are approved to come onto stage, your microphone automatically turns on. So be aware of that so you can mute your microphone until the moderator prompts you to speak. Next, the moderators are in charge. Rooms have different rules. Generally speaking, the larger the room, the more rules there are just to keep everyone in order. Always, no matter what the size of the room is, you should always allow the moderators to prompt you to speak once you've been brought to stage. So once you're on stage, don't just assume you have everyone's attention and you can say whatever you want. You need to let the moderators guide you along, and a good moderator will do that. Think of going into an actual in-person conference. You wouldn't step onto a physical stage and grab the microphone from the speaker and take over the conversation. It's the same thing here on Clubhouse. The moderators are in charge of their rooms, So allow them to guide you and just be respectful. Another tip is to fill out your interests. When you sign up for Clubhouse, you will have the opportunity to select a few topics you're interested in. Clubhouse will then prioritize these topics for you and offer rooms in your feed that align with what your interests are. So if you don't fill out your interests, you could have very random room topics popping up that don't interest you at all. But the more specific you can be, the more specific your feed is going to be to fulfill your needs. Next, do not be afraid to speak. There is value in listening, obviously, but you will quickly expand your circle when you bravely put yourself in a place where you can interact with experts. When you're comfortable, raise your hand and join in on a discussion, even if you're just saying one or two things like, yes, that really resonated with me. I have a quick question about my business. You don't have to say much, but I definitely encourage you to say something when you're ready. You will earn invites this way. And like I've already mentioned, it's a really great way to get direct access to some really smart people and some really great advice. And after you've spoken a few times, host a room of your own. Once you're more comfortable, your Clubhouse confidence will be built up and you'll be ready to host your own room and talk about a topic that really lights you up. When you're ready to do this, click the green Start a Room button at the bottom of your screen. Then you can type in a title and a date and time. You can either schedule it for a future date and time, or you can start a room immediately if you'd like. From there, you can invite like-minded friends who are on the platform or peers in to discuss your topic of choice with you. This is really fun, by the way. I thought it would be super scary, but I hosted my first room last week with Jason Logsdon, and it was super fun. We got some people in there. They were engaging and asking questions, and it's just such a great opportunity to learn from each other and connect. And my last tip is to follow people whose information you love. If you're in a room and somebody's speaking and you just really love and trust and respect all the information they're sharing, click over to their profile. You can do this by tapping on the photo or name of any person in the room. It will bring you to their profile. Tap on See Full Profile and the whole thing will come up. You can quickly read about them, follow them, and hopefully get a follow back. The more follows you give, the more follows you get back. Also, the more you put yourself out there by either speaking or hosting rooms, the more follows you will get. That wraps up my tips. I can't really think of anything else to share there, but I will just say a few more things. People are in Clubhouse to learn, and you have something to teach. We all have something to teach. Even if you think nobody could possibly care to know about the way you wrap your bananas in foil to extend their shelf life for your goats, you are wrong, because there's literally something for everyone, and you'll be amazed at the niches you can find on Clubhouse. Which leads me to the last thing I will say about Clubhouse, which is this: push past the boundaries of food blogging and involve yourself in bigger discussions. A lot of us are business owners, and there are a lot of discussions that fall under that very broad category of being a business owner that can help you propel your food blogging business forward. Join a discussion about email marketing or mindset or self-care or photography or anything else that is going to help you grow and learn. It all counts, and it will all collectively contribute to your success. I have started hosting food blogging themed rooms, so follow Eat Blog Talk on Instagram to get more information about those. But I so strongly encourage you to get to know people on the platform who have nothing to do with food blogging. You might find that you learn even more from those people than you do from someone fully immersed in our world. I am at Megan Porta on Clubhouse, so hop on over and find me when you're ready. And if you're already there, find me now and let's connect. I'm happy to join any room you host to support you. I'd also love for you to contribute to rooms I host, but mostly I'm just excited to see your business grow from this platform It is not just another distraction. It is 100% worth your time, in my opinion. Hopefully, I will see some of you guys over there. I hope you found this information about Clubhouse helpful and valuable. And I'll see you obviously back here on the podcast too. But thank you so much for listening. Amazing food bloggers. I will see you next time.
We're glad you could join us on this episode of Eat Blog Talk. For more resources based on today's discussion, as well as show notes and an opportunity to be on a future episode of the show, be sure to head to eatblogtalk.com. If you feel that hunger for information, we'll be here to feed you on Eat Blog Talk.